Hello, travelers. Today we're talking about all-inclusives for people who hate all-inclusives. So if that is you, join me and we will talk about what is changing in the travel industry to help people find the perfect fit for them at a resort. I am Mandy Horn, the Traveling Compass. If you don't know me, you can find me across all your major social media channels as that. And I am an expert travel advisor agent who can help you travel smart so that you can connect to those you love and to your destination. These videos that I do are a part of that to help my precious clients connect well when they travel. We do that by removing all the crazy stuff that can come up with travel and making sure you're taking the right trip for you. That is what we're doing today. We're talking about all-inclusives for people who hate all-inclusives. If you've ever had a bad all-inclusive experience, don't tell me what resort it was, but leave in the comments what you hated about it. Or if you've been to an all-inclusive or why an all-inclusive has always made you squeamy and you never went, leave it. I'd be interested to hear your response as to why you didn't like your previous experience or why you've never done it or thought about doing it for your vacation. This is part of a series that we're doing on where to go for 2019 for romance. Last week we did Bora Bora. This week we are talking about this brand new all-inclusive concept. And let me tell you, it is a perfect week to talk about it because if you have not noticed, it is frizz-knitting where I live. I don't know where you live, but my car was covered in ice this morning. And by covered, I mean like it crackled when I opened the door. It was so stinking cold, guys. And all I could think is, everybody wants to get out of here right now. Like we're all planning our romantic escapes for the, coming winter because it is cold and covered in ice. And like, I don't know, like we have trees down and it's just, it's too early for winter. It's too early for winter. So I refuse to go down this ice trek. And we are going to talk about someplace warm. We're going to talk about all-inclusive. So anyway, I hope you are warmer than I am today. I think I'm on like number 6 cup of coffee because it's been so cold. So all-inclusives for people who hate all-inclusives. All-inclusives, if you're not familiar with the concept, are resorts that include food and alcohol, usually alcohol, and sometimes some activities. It varies a little bit between them, but they're basically a place that you can go and it's like an all-in-one vacation. Like it's, you're ready to go. Now there are some major advantages to this model and there's some reasons why people love it. Okay. Why do people love all-inclusives? Well, for starters, it's extremely convenient. Okay. Right. When you show up at an all-inclusive, you know exactly what you're going to get. It's, I don't know about you, but like I happen to be a mom, right? And so I spend all day feeding people. Like, everybody is always hungry and I'm always making food. And the process of doing that and cooking and then, getting everybody fed and cleaning up after it or even picking a restaurant, even if I'm not cooking, like picking the restaurant, getting everybody in, all these things, it's effort, right? It takes time. And even on vacation, this can be true. Like vacation to me is not cooking because I cook all the time. I don't want to be cooking on my vacation. But even more so, even the process of having to take my family or my spouse and I having to pick where we're going to go eat and to go there and then to sit down, to travel there and to spend all this time, finding where we want to go and figuring that out. I don't want to make the decision when I'm on vacation. And that is part of what makes all-inclusives great, right? There's however many restaurants there are on site. I'm going to go wherever I want for dinner. I'm going to sit down. I literally had to walk about 10 steps and it's done. I don't have to think. I don't have to find the places. I don't have to figure out what's good or not. I just need to go, right? It's extremely convenient. You don't need to go far for things. All-inclusives are convenient. You don't have to be super travel savvy to visit an all-inclusive, which is a huge perk. If you're new to traveling, maybe it's a honeymoon and you haven't traveled very much or are uncomfortable with international travel and it's really cumbersome. You don't like figuring out the details of it. You're not totally sure and comfortable walking around places, finding new things, dealing with a second language. All of those things are travel skills that kind of come over time. And if that's not you, an all-inclusive is a great model because it does not require a great deal of travel skill, nor a great deal of travel effort. You can just show up and, most of the staff, especially the key members of the staff, will speak English. And it makes it very easy for you to come and spend your vacation here without too much effort on your part. Now, I deal with a lot of my clients who do have those travel skills and they love doing those kinds of things. We're going to get there in a minute. But some people don't. Everybody travels differently, and some people don't enjoy the having to deal with all the logistical details. And all-inclusives really take that away. They're extremely convenient, and they're very supportive. It's a very, very supportive environment in an international climate. You have a lot of help. You may have a butler, you have the front desk, you have the concierge. Even if you want to go somewhere else, all of these people are there and available to help you if you need it. It's a very supportive environment for a new traveler or for travelers who just don't like dealing with things. It's also very easy. Now, a lot of, more active trips require, like multiple destination trips, require that you're like packing up your stuff, you're traveling to the next place, check in, check out. All of this takes time from your vacation. All the transit means, you're on a train, you're on a plane, you're on a boat. And some people feel like that's part of the vacation, and to some people, they really don't. Like, it's wearying, it's tiring, and I don't want to do that. Like, in my everyday life, I'm hustle and bustle, and I just want to sit. All-inclusives are easy. You don't have to pack and unpack. Someone is taking care of all of your stuff during the day. They're cleaning your room. They're doing all of that. I don't have to figure out where we're going next. I don't have to navigate, different transportation systems. I don't have to check in and check out at all these different places and hope that my next hotel is, what I want it to be. It's just easy. All-inclusives are easy. And they're usually in places that are warm, which today is advantageous, right? All-inclusives tend to be in locations that are warm. And they're also at a fixed cost. They tend to be a good deal for what they are. And you get a fixed price for your vacation. You know what you're going to spend. You can budget easily for it, save easily for it, pay it off in chunks. And you're not going to show up in destination and have surprise costs. So it's great for people who, really like that fixed component and really like the option that like I can do whatever I want once I'm there. So for some people, they need actually a vacation from their budget, to really disconnect from, in their own life. Maybe you're the kind of person that's always on a menu, picking the cheapest thing, and you always have to save that nickel, and that's fine, or maybe it's whatever that is for you. You're always trying to get that price down and get the lowest cost for everything. And it kind of consumes you and maybe takes a little bit of the joy out of the experience for you when you feel like I have to constantly figure out what I feel like I need to spend to stay on budget. And all-inclusives really take that away. Like, you can have anything on the menu. You could have 5 things on the menu if you want. You can order room service. You can not order room service. Whatever it is, it's already included in the cost. So you're not constantly running that mental tally of how much is this costing? What's the final total going to be? Can we afford this or not? No, we already decided all that. All-inclusives are already done. Or maybe somebody's gifting you a trip. It's already done. I don't have to worry about, whether it's going to be more or less. It's already included. And that is a great model for people who need that to be able to disconnect so that they can connect and try new things in their surroundings and connect to their spouse. I've seen some people spend more time figuring out what the cheapest option is to do on a vacation. Like, I've been with people who travel like this, and then they go, they're doing all of that instead of like having the experience. Like, they're trying to figure out if, this particular tour was worth the money instead of enjoying the tour and the person they're with. So all-inclusives really take that away. They are at a fixed cost. They are convenient. They are easy. They're in warm places. Those are the great things about all-inclusives. What are the negative things, right? Negative things about all-inclusives, stereotypically, what you'll hear is food, that the food is not super great. And this varies a great deal between resorts, but that's kind of the general conclusion, is that, maybe the food is kind of iffy. And there's things you can do about that, but that's stereotype. Okay. You can also say that there's not a lot to do. All-inclusives have been falling short with people who really want more than just a fly and flop vacation. They want to be able to do something. They want to be able to experience more of the culture than just the resort. They want the perks of the resort. They want it to be convenient. They want it to be easy. They want a fixed price, but they also want, something beyond the borders of the all-inclusive, to really see that culture, to experience it, to connect to that destination. And they feel like an all-inclusive is not super authentic, that it's kind of this canned version of a culture, and they don't really enjoy that, and they want something more. Or, it can be that they want to do more. The activities included at the all-inclusive aren't enough for them. They get a little stir crazy being in just one place, and they don't really want to go to multiple destinations, but they don't really want to be bored either. Some people are more active travelers. And in doing that, I want to introduce you today to my best-selling romantic vacation for 2019 thus far, is this brand new concept in all-inclusives where they are doing more and they're pushing the boundaries of the traditional all-inclusive, and it's popping up in a couple places. Mexico has the most of them right now. Jamaica has one or two that are kind of developing. But what it amounts to is it's these all-inclusives that are pushing beyond the border of their resort, and they're including more experiences. They're including excursions or giving them at a massive discount off-site. They are wanting you to go beyond just, their beach and their resort to see the culture. And they're developing these authentic experiences that allow you to experience both, the traditional culture as well as have a luxury experience when you come back. They marry the best of these experiences because, you want that luxury resort when you're on your honeymoon or your anniversary trip or whatever, right? Like you want to be pampered and you want it to be plush and nice. But you may also want to do more than just a resort. And these concepts really bring the best together. And I refer to them as like authentic adventure luxury resorts. They're really pushing into this new space where, for either a massive discount or included in the cost of your stay are trips to an eco park where maybe you're swimming in those underground caves and experiencing this eco-natural world in various ways. Or maybe it's a famous landmark that they're taking you to. Mexico, one of the 7 wonders of the world is Chichen Itza. And there's lots of these new resorts that are pushing to take you there, that are pushing to take you to explore Mayan ruins and see and hike in the jungle and do the zip line course or go to some of these natural wonders in Jamaica or other things like that, see some of the natural stores, to take you into town and enjoy that. They want to bring the outside in, but in a way that still stays true to luxury and convenience and making it easy. And these places are really just amazing. Some of them even include spa. I'm so cold right now. They include spa, people. Okay. Or highly discounted spa. The models vary, but things like, my hot stone, massage is actually at an affordable price that I would consider doing it on vacation, right? Whatever it is, that I can add that in and have it really be a feasible part of the experience. And a lot of these spas are actually bringing in cultural elements. So it's not just your generic, like, I'm going to go to the spa. Like, you're really experiencing those smells and those textures and the different calming properties of these natural places. And they bring those techniques and things in that really give you a different experience than you would have if you visited a spa at home, and a really unique experience to your vacation, this memory and this moment that you're going to have doing that couples massage with your spouse on the beach or whatever. It is something special, these moments that we want to build in that maybe sometimes we don't build into your vacation because we just feel like it just all adds up. These are great for that, for picking those spas, for picking those places to explore beyond, maybe you have a spouse that isn't super into that, but you love it and you want to go explore. Well, with these kinds of new resorts, you can do as much or as little as you want. You don't have to just make one of you happy. One day you can go do something, but the next day you can really chill if you want. You can do as much or as little as you want. They're great for people who have differing travel styles and who need to kind of make a couple different people happy. And, here's a tip for all you married folks out there. It is not uncommon to be married to someone with a different vacation style than you. I deal with this all the time. I was actually just talking to someone who had been on vacation, and they're like, why was this not part of our premarital counseling? That we vacation differently. Super active traveler paired with a super relaxed traveler. And how do we make them happy? These new kinds of all-inclusive resorts are incredible for that because they can give you something to do, but also give you that relaxing time that other person needs and allows to make everybody happy, right? So they really encourage that exploring kind of gene. But on top of that, they have all of the benefits of an all-inclusive. Now, I said before that usually one of the complaints that people will have stereotypically about an all-inclusive is their food. these new resorts are taking it up a notch. They've recognized what the stereotype is, and they are really pushing. One of my absolute favorites hosts Michelin-starred chefs all year round, and they do these special dinners, and they're constantly bringing in these upper echelon chefs and food experiences to push what they have as a food experience, because they know that people want more than what they've been getting. And I have having people come back going, it was the best food I've ever had in an all-inclusive, right? I've had travel agents, fellow travel agents tell me that best food I've had in an all-inclusive. And that really says something. When the travel trade says something, we go to all kinds of places, we eat at all kinds of places, we see all kinds of places. And for us to say a meal is actually good is saying something. And the people are liking this food because they're really putting in the effort for the fresh ingredients, for artisan cocktails, and having mixologists on staff. They're putting in the effort for bringing in outside influences that pushes their level of food up a notch, or even has these specialty dinners you can partake in. You know, it's really a cool food experience for people who enjoy food. Nearly everybody that talks to me for planning their travel will say, Mandy, we want to go someplace that has great food. And that means different things to different people, but these are really excellent. These new hybrid all-inclusives are really excellent for people just across the board who want the good food. They want to go beyond the all-inclusive, but they want that luxury experience when at the end of the day, and they want the ease and the convenience of all-inclusive travel. These are for you. And like I said, some of my favorite ones, they're currently popping up in Mexico. There's a couple in Jamaica, but they're pushing these boundaries. They're great for your romantic escape this winter if you're freezing like me. And I would highly recommend, they book up quick. There's not that many of them. It's kind of this new concept. There's not that many of them. So make sure you get your bookings in early, especially for best reservations or whatever. But, you know, and the rooms are nice too. Man, guys, when I'm looking at these rooms, it's like swim up and these jacuzzi balcony tubs and luxury river suites with hammocks. And they've really gone above and beyond. And they're newer. So you tend to be at these properties that are new and the staff is excited about you being there. There's some that are options for families as well as for romantic trips. But really, I think they shine for couples. I think that ability to connect every time you make something easy, like with an all-inclusive, when you take away those difficult things, you give people the ability to connect. Right? That's what it's really about. When I'm not worried about moving our luggage and I'm not worried about how much this meal costs, I am able to focus on the person I'm with. And that's what it's about. It's about that connection. It's why these resorts are fantastic, or making that new memory that maybe you wouldn't have made. Maybe you wouldn't have tried ziplining, but hey, it's included in the cost of the package. So we're going to go ziplining together. And maybe we never would have done this otherwise. And it's that memory, and you found something you never knew you loved, right? Or it's a disaster and you have something to laugh about. I don't know, but it really makes for a great and different kind of vacation. So if you have been skeptical of all-inclusives, come talk to me about your next trip. We'll try some of these new hybrid resorts that are really doing incredible things. And I think that you are going to find you maybe now have a place to call home when you travel internationally, that these are going to be a great fit for you. Anyway, I am Mandy Horn, the Traveling Compass. Hi Cheryl. Hi, thanks for watching. Anyway, I am Mandy Horn, the Traveling Compass. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm always happy to answer. You can find me at thetravelingcompass.com for more ideas for your next trip. Until next time, travelers, travel smart.